I must say I'm very positively surprised. I see a different Pakistan. It seems like Pakistan has moved on to a new chapter.
This is what Ambassador Ulrika Sundberg told Matrix Media. She was here in Islamabad as Sweden's ambassador until 2012. Those were indeed very difficult and turbulent times. Ambassador Sundberg recently returned to Islamabad as the Special Envoy to the organization of the Islamic Conference on Intercultural and Interfaith Dialogue. She was pleasantly surprised the way she moved around in Islamabad, and here is what she told Matrix Media.
I see a different Pakistan now. First impressions are, of course, less roadblocks, less security posts, security checks, less rangers in the city, less FCRs. So it seems like Pakistan has moved on to a new chapter. And of course that makes me very happy. It makes me very happy for the Pakistanis, but also for the country as such. I seem to also sense of a sort of consolidation of the democratic system, which at the time when I was here, it was still in its early days. And I think most of the countries who were present at the time were really trying, through the Friends of Pakistan, to support the democratic systems and its consolidation and solidification.
Ambassador Sundberg says the new situation offers a number of opportunities to Pakistan. But what are those opportunities?
I hope that you will now be able to project a new image of Pakistan, that security concerns are not the overwhelming, that for foreign investors they can come here, they can invest, you can increase the trade. Of course, it's very important that Pakistan keeps its GSP Plus status, which we fought very hard for Pakistan to get, but it has to defend it and use it. So more investments, more trade, and of course that will translate into a better situation for the greater population, more jobs created, social harmony. Also, I think if you have less unemployment, you have more stability, and of course then every individual has a possibility of maximum realization of his or her potential. So I look at Pakistan as having a great possibility of realizing all the potential it really has. I think Pakistan needs to make an effort, because if too much time is being spent on what is happening in our neighboring countries, that will do it for the private sector. So no, you have to put yourself in the forefront, and that's why I'm emphasizing the GSP Plus, because that is really an avenue for economic growth. So there I would really encourage Pakistani, both the establishment but also its own private sector, to try to get the message out. Pakistan should consider some sort of information offensive around what the situation looks like today.
I also asked Ambassador Sundberg as to how could Pakistan translate those opportunities into reality. Here is what she had to say.
Security is of course one concern for a company, but also you need trained and skilled labor. So obviously there is a need to invest in education, and in the right education, and quality education, and an education that responds to the needs of the industry or of the private sector. So that is maybe one of the challenges. The other one is, of course, and this will be no surprise, to incorporate the women into the workforce to a greater extent and at all levels, because we know that GDP increases with female participation. In our own case, we increased our GDP with nearly 40% by just including the women in the workforce. So there are small things that can be done, but that really pay off. And of course, Sweden is willing to share all its best practices and all the lessons learned that we have on such a journey. Also creating an inclusive society where everybody is equal, also in terms of opportunities, but also in terms of in front of the law. so equal rights, and I know that there's some reasoning around obligations, but we tend to say that it's more opportunities and rights. But a socially inclusive society, and then I really think Pakistan can, with a little bit of a colloquial expression, take off, truly. Also, of course, you're living in challenging times, maybe less what seems to be on the national level, but the environment, the regional situation is to a certain extent volatile. We don't really know what's going to happen in Afghanistan. We don't know exactly what's going to happen in India. We don't really know what's going to happen in the Stan countries either. But it's also an opportunity for Pakistan to serve maybe as a role model and show the way for countries as to how you can achieve excellence and how you can achieve the sort of economic growth and the potential of your country. So it's very interesting times.